Assalamu alaikum children, and welcome to another episode of Qasasul Atfal. My name is Samira and I'll be keeping you company for the next hour. This is our special time where we get to learn the fun way. We read stories and we watch cartoons and we learn about everything around us. Come a little closer, hold my hand. Let's go to that special place where there's no adults allowed. We're going to have so much fun. Let's start off with a cartoon.
We'll be back soon.
Today, children, we're going to read a story. Auntie Fatima, do you know what today's story is all about?
No, but I guess it's really interesting.
I'm sure it is. But I'm going to tell you, today's story is called The Bad Habit. Listen up closely. There was once a person living in a village. Outwardly, he seemed like a kind and merciful person of good habits and politely spoken. But in reality, he was a hypocrite. That meant that he'd say one thing and do the total opposite. His heart was filled with bad feelings, ulterior motives, and he wasn't kind at all. A thorn shrub was growing in the middle of the street where his house was. A man noticed it was getting bigger and bigger in size. If someone walked past, it would harm them. The travelers would say, "Please uproot and take away your shrub. It's hurting everybody." But the man would listen with one ear and take it out with the other. He didn't care about what the people said. It grew bigger and thicker and started getting thorns. The thorns harmed those passing by, and it still didn't bother him. Finally, the people found it difficult to walk past the man's house, and so they complained to the king. The king called him to the court and said, "Don't you realize how troubled the people are? This thorny shrub is hurting them. Every day, people pass by your house and they get hurt by your shrub. I hereby say that you have to uproot it, take it away and destroy it so that everyone is saved from being harmed." Children, do you think the man listened and he uprooted and took out his shrub? What do you think? Auntie Fatima, what do you think?
I'm just a little confused. Why was he not listening? For the fact that he knew people were being harmed.
Well, that's the fun part about the story. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, I'll tell you. Welcome back, children. Let's go on with our story. After the king called him, the hypocrite said, "Don't worry, your royal highness. By tomorrow, I'll certainly uproot the tree." But in his heart, he didn't love the servants of Allah. He didn't care about it hurting them. So he didn't uproot it and delayed it for yet another day. By some chance, he would say, "When I get a chance, I will uproot it." But again, he would postpone it for another day and another day until it became so thick that everyone who even went close to his house would get harmed. So the people went again and complained again to the king. So the king called him for a second time and said, "Listen, you're not a man of your word. You're an oppressor. I tell you at once, stop making excuses and uproot the shrub. Every day you promise you're going to take it out, but yet so many days later, people are still getting hurt. Remember, whatever you do, it will come around again." The man still didn't listen. Some time went on, and every day the shrub grew bigger and bigger. And finally one day, the man himself got harmed by his own shrub. Auntie Fatima, do you know what that means?
I don't understand. Why didn't he want to listen to the king? And couldn't he see the people being hurt?
Well, our bad deeds are just like this. You see, when you do something small and something bad, you may feel it small. But as you do more bad deeds, it gets worse and worse and worse. So, like the man who didn't want to put an end to his shrub and it hurt him in the end, in the same way, your bad deeds will do the same thing. They'll grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and at the end, you'll be the one that will get hurt. We read also that bad habits must be fixed so that they don't harm us. Children also remember, if you see something thorny or something glassy or something that can hurt someone else, and if you remove it, for that, Allah will reward you. And if you have a bad habit, no matter how big or small, ask Allah to save you and protect you from the work of shaitan, and ask Allah to help you be a better person. And for that, you will get Jannah. Auntie Fatima, I'm sure you would like Jannah too, inshallah.
Inshallah, Ameen. Definitely, Samira.
MashaAllah. But we've come to the end of another show. Don't worry, we'll be back again soon. Don't forget to email us. We'll be waiting to hear from you on samira@itvnetworks.tv. Until next time, fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum and bye.